I was walking down the street, feeling kind of neat, when the wind came out your butt and blew my wig off. Oh, it was a sight to see, my hair flying in the breeze, 'cause the wind came out your butt and blew my wig off. People started laughing, they couldn't believe their eyes, as my wig flew through the sky. Oh, what a surprise. I tried to catch it, but it slipped right through my hands, 'cause the wind came out your butt and now it's somewhere in the land. Oh, wind came out your butt and blew my wig off. Baby, you drive like shit. Did you see that car that you almost hit? I'd rather take the bus instead. Riding with you, I'm gonna end up dead. Don't ask me if I need a lift. Baby, you drive like shit. She just ran through, always stop. I ain't trying to get stopped by the cops. Baby, why the hell did I let you drive? It's a miracle that you're still alive. Don't ask me if I need a lift. Baby, you drive like shit. Whoa, 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 whoa. Look out, my girl is driving. Watch out, my girl drives like shit. Whoa, 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 whoa. My girl is driving. Watch out, my girl drives like shit. Moving ain't over. Heard you think you're tough. Gotta let you know I will fuck you up. I whoop that ass, talking all that shit, spank that ass till you tap like a bitch. No, I ain't playing, I'm here to kick ass. Whoop that ass, it's time to punch face. I'm the one who brings you pain in the ring. I whoop that ass until the bell rings. Already know that I do not play. Throw a punch like I'm cutting down hay. I whoop that ass every single night. Spank that ass till they stop the fight. I'll tell you the story of a man, a radioactive tip in his hand. His hand grew 10 times its normal size to help him get his money on time. He knew if the bitch was telling a lie, which was 100% of the time. Superpowers to make a bitch listen, then get her naked with sex-ray vision. Sweep a police station in a single bound, slapping bitches down to the fucking ground. His name was famous across the land. They called him the pimp named Superhand. Oh shit, yeah, the pimp named Superhand. He had powers no other pimp had. Oh fuck yeah, pimp named Superhand. That motherfucker was super bad. Asking for dinner ain't asking for much. You had one job and still fucked it up. Sometimes you gotta learn respect. I use my pimp hand to correct. It's called a bitch slap, slap. Come get your face clapped. to hate the texture of your hair? Who taught you to hate the color of your skin to such extent that you bleach to get like the white man? Who taught you to hate the shape of your nose and the shape of your lips? Who taught you to hate yourself from the top of your head to the soles of your feet? Who taught you to hate your own kind? Who taught you to hate the race that you belong to? So much so that you don't want to be around each other. No, before you come asking Mr. Muhammad, does he teach hate? You should ask yourself, who taught you to hate being what God gave you?
Welcome back, welcome back. In the building this evening, I'm your host, Food for Justice, here where we live, love, and laugh, and conquer police brutality. And on tonight, we are in Wisconsin. In Wisconsin on tonight, where we have police officers, Madison County, deletes a man in broad daylight while they already have him handcuffed and subdued. So sit back, relax, get your popcorn, get your wine, get whatever you may need, and let's jump on the topic. I appreciate you smashing that like button, your support to all of my followers who have been supporting me online. Much, much, much love. Shout out to the bullpen. Shout out to Undisputed. And shout out to Audit the Audit and Lackluster. So at the end of the day, as my slogan says, be bold, be brave, be kind, be true, and be you.
Madison police. Cops there kill a man in broad daylight in front of witnesses. We do have video of the fatal shooting.
All right, y'all. Before the narrator even jump on, I want to go ahead and let's watch that. Run that back one more again. One more again. You know, this is my niche. I'm very passionate about it because we clearly see that this young man is already subdued. He's already under arrest. He's already on the ground. They already have control of the situation. They already dominated him. It's 4 officers. I'm counting 4 bodies, 4 to 5 officers out here. And once he's on the ground, once he's handcuffed, already captured, arrested, they pull out the pow. There were 3 shots fired and unalive this man. Let's check it out one more again to make sure we get the picture loud and clear.
We understand just how difficult it is to watch that, but necessary. It is necessary.
It's very necessary, Miss Lady, because this is the things that happen in reality on a day-to-day basis. These people are on demon time. And so my job is to expose them by light, by truth, by empowerment. I'm bringing light to the surface that people are having these struggles. And this happened to an innocent person because whether he committed a crime, whether he was guilty, you already had him arrested. And you commit cold-blooded murder. That's what you are. In a blue suit with a badge. We are in Wisconsin on this evening. Wisconsin tonight in Madison County.
The details, according to the Wisconsin Examiner, in the center of a busy intersection. This all went down on Williamson and Baldwin Streets in Madison. Several officers from the Madison Police Department wrestled a man to the ground in the early afternoon Wednesday. They used a taser on him. and then shot him at close range. Unable to cross the intersection, several vehicles stopped. Their drivers got out to film the arrest. In videos posted online, residents can be heard screaming in shock and anger. Protest speakers identified the man as Corey Ruiz, and a crowd of hundreds of people chanted his name. Madison Police Chief John Patterson held a press conference Wednesday urging residents to keep the Willie Street neighborhood in mind and the historical trauma that arises when officer-involved shootings occur. Patterson said officers responded to a call concerning a person apparently checking parked vehicles. When officers encountered that man, he fled on a bike, riding through backyards until he lost the officers. Goes on to say they caught up with him again, at which point the man either fell off or was taken off the bicycle by officers, Patterson said. Then there was a struggle during that. Patterson said the man used a fixed blade knife, injuring one of the officers when they...
I'm just going to stop it right here, folks, because I don't believe that. I don't believe that. And I want to make sure I hear this loud and clear and I don't miss anything. Because this is the goon that is responsible for taking this young black man's, Corey Ruiz, life. This is the goon because you got your magnets. That's what I'm gonna call them, magnets. Your little demons, your little specks up under you, right? That you manage, that you train, that's working up under your management, your superior. You're the chief. So it starts at what? The top. You're the leader. And this is how your department is behaving by taking innocent lives. I want to make sure I don't miss it. All right. Let's double back just 1 second.
Apparently checking parked vehicles. When officers encountered that man,
checking parked vehicles. And Corey was on a bike. Let's fact check this for a second, people, because I thought that's what I heard, but I wanted to replay it back to make sure I hear it loud and clear. Loud and clear. We don't miss anything. The police was out there checking parked vehicles. And Corey was on the bike. And they started antagonizing him and chasing him. So he's on his bike just trying to get away from them. They run up on him, they capture him. I don't know, how that happened. We don't have that in full context yet. Whether if they tased them or they put out the little, the blades where they can make the tires go on the flat. We don't know how that happened, but they caught up with him. If they jumped in the car, chased behind him, high-speed chase, but they capture him on the bike. They decide to arrest him for whatever reason. Now, it sounds like to me, if you had a reason to approach this man, and we know in the laws, right, and that, or you had a reason to arrest, a warrant or whatever, and he runs from you, the charge would be eluded. That's what we call eluding, running from the police. But you're saying you're out here checking parked vehicles, parked cars. And we lead up to a full-blooded unalive. You're cold-blooded force with a badge. That's what you are. You're the problem to society. And so we're going to continue to fact check. Y'all smash that like button. But this is the goon that's responsible for this young, innocent man's life.
Fled on a bike, riding through backyards until he lost the officers. Goes on to say they caught up with him again, at which point the man either fell off or was taken off the bicycle by officers, Patterson said. Then there was a struggle during that. Patterson said the man produced a fixed blade knife, injuring one of the officers when they fired his weapon multiple times. That officer did. Patterson described the officer as a veteran. He was the only officer to fire out of the 4 who were involved in the struggle. Video also shows one of the officers seemingly stomping the man while he's on the ground as the first shot was fired. Let's go to the Wisconsin Department of Justice, Division of Criminal Investigation, the DCI. They're leading up this investigation into the shooting. Wisconsin law dictates officer-involved shootings must be investigated by an outside, uninvolved agency to maintain objectivity. After the investigation is over, which may take weeks, could take months, local district attorney then reviews the findings. Seems like a conflict. And then decides whether or not to charge an officer for the shooting. Such charges are exceedingly rare in Wisconsin. Due to the ongoing investigation, Patterson declined to answer questions about the details of the shooting Wednesday. Madison.
I know he did, y'all, and they're saying that this is rare in Wisconsin because the crime rate is much lower in certain states and areas in our nation. But that's a perfect example of how police brutality, this is getting out of control. This is coming up on a rise, right? It's nationwide problem, really it's global wide. But we're under attack here in our nation. And the evidence is there, sir. Why are you responsible? Because you're the leader. You're in charge. This is your department, your employees, your workers. You didn't have to be out there to pull the trigger, but you are responsible for the ones that you allowed to be out here on the streets in active duty. You are responsible just as much so as the ones who actually committed the crime, and they are being charged. And we're looking at, like as they say, an investigation can last for a minute. All right, so share your thoughts as we dialogue into the content.
Police officers do not have body cameras. Patterson has pushed for body cameras to be included in the 2027 city budget. Patterson said the man's family had been notified before he spoke with the media. He expressed his sympathies to them. Let's talk about the witnesses to the shooting. They've questioned whether the use of deadly force was necessary. Michael Dubeck, who filmed the shooting, said he did not know the details of what led to the encounter, quoting, "But from where I was standing 10 feet away, they looked an awful lot like an execution to me."
That's exactly what it was, Mr. Eyewitness. And he went live. He got it. He recorded it on his phone. He pulled out his camera and recorded it. And normally the police would want to attack you for recording, right? But it was a full-blown execution. Execution, people. Instead of doing your job and arresting if you had probable cause, legal grounds to arrest, because it doesn't sound like it. Nobody knows what really happened yet. We're piecing little evidence, facts, testimonies, things of that nature together to find out what happened. Why? Because the police is not going to tell on themselves. They're not going to tell what really happened and what they really did and why they singled out this man, why they targeted this black man who had a future. The life is valuable. And they act as if it's no big deal. All right, share your thoughts. We can chit chat in the comments.
That's what he told Wisconsin Public Radio. Democratic Representative Francesca Hong said police had killed a black man just a few blocks from our campaign office and just a few blocks from where Madison police murdered Tony Robinson in 2015. Hong said that she is, quote, horrified, devastated, that her heart goes out to his loved ones and everyone who witnessed this tragic event. Hong said all police footage of the shooting needs to be preserved and released, and that questions need to be asked of the police department as to why its officers could not de-escalate the situation. So there you have it, a couple of things. Look, the police chief came forward is saying some things, not enough, still early. If you're not going to answer questions, I will just tell you from where I sit as a member of the media, I don't know why you don't just release a statement. Why bother if you're just going to release your account and not say anything else? The fact that our reporting is that the same police chief was pushing for body cams in next year's budget is, well, it's farcical. I mean, it's comedy. Sir, public, anyone within earshot, it is 2026 and we have lived through countless of these. No body cams? So where's the priority in all the other years' budgets? The fact that Wisconsin law, I'm just reading what it says, calls for independent body to investigate officer-involved shootings. It makes sense, right? It sounds pretty decent. There's no independent body when you are associated with law enforcement. Law enforcement is one body across multiple jurisdictions. That's just the way it works. Sometimes it has to work that way, right? It's a cooperative thing. And then when you talk about a local district attorney will review and decide whether the officer is charged. And oh, by the way, that's exceedingly rare. Very rare that these officers are charged. Something has to change, not something, several things. There's been plenty of commissions. There's been plenty of actual independent reporting on what would help and what maybe we should start with when it comes to changes. We'll keep following the story, just horrific to see. But again, important for you to see that. I don't like watching it any more than you do. But if we're allowed to just sanitize what we take in, these things are, well, at the back of the bus, if you will. We need action. And this is exactly what, unfortunately, having to look at that, we hope, will bring.
All right, y'all.
Alabama.
So basically, that's why it's important to vote. That's why this is important for us to vote people, okay? Because to change our legislation and our laws. And it's heartbreaking, it's devastating. This is just beyond out of control at this point. And we got to do something about it. We got to rise up. Our voice is our power. The DA shouldn't have no reason to decide whether the officers should be charged. Who should decide that? The people. We the people. The public, the ones that they work for, right? The taxpayers and the ones that are being victimized. Until next time, I'm your host, Scoop for Justice. Here where we live, love, and laugh. And we will always speak truth to the power. And I am here to conquer police brutality. Shout out to Audit the Audit. Shout out to Georgia Tech. Salute my colleagues. And shout out to the bullpen, indisputable. Appreciate your enlightenment, your empowerment, and your information. And until next time, folks, let's live, love, and laugh and continue to conquer police brutality. Salute.